Sasquatch Truth Short. And this one I've addressed half a dozen times already, but I keep getting the question. In fact, last week, one of my friends at work, who's just marginally interested in the Sasquatch subject, literally asked me this question point blank. He said, "Hey, if I'm going by, in my boat and I see a Sasquatch on the shoreline, should I go try to take a picture of him, or should I, jump off on shore and chase him? What would you do? Are they dangerous? Would they hurt me?" And of course, I had to tell him I wouldn't. If I could get a picture at a safe distance, I would. But I said I definitely wouldn't go over there, and I definitely wouldn't get off on shore and chase it and try to get a picture. And he says, "Why? Are they dangerous?" And I said, "Well, they can be." And he says, "Well, what's that mean?" I said, "Well, you just don't know. We can't communicate with them, and you don't know whether the one that you've located, you're looking at, is good, bad, or indifferent. And they won't talk to you. They don't have a sign on their chest." So I said, I err on the side of caution, and I don't trust them. Now, go a little deeper in the subject. I know this is controversial, but I think most level-headed people agree that there are good ones, bad ones, and those that are kind of like just don't want to have anything to do with people, and so they stay away from people and avoid people at all cost. And and there's some who say, "Well, I've had nothing but good experiences with them. They've done good things for me. It's been a rewarding and a mind-expanding experience." And then there are others who say, "They scared me to death. This thing, was threatening. It roared at me, and I don't want to have anything to do with them. And it, scared me so bad I won't even go back into the woods." And so you've got the two sides of this thing, and it's one of those things that there's no 100% patent answer. I'd love to say they're good, they're bad, whatever, but they're just like people. They are people. They are a people. Their DNA shows that they're a human hybrid, and they have will, intellect, emotion. They're going to have motives. There's going to be things going on when you encounter one that you don't know what the backstory is. He had a good day, he's having a bad day. Is he in the middle of a war with another clan? Did he just have an argument with his mate? Is he hungry? Is he hurt? Is he sad, happy? You don't know. It's just like when you encounter a stranger. You don't know. And what makes it even worse is they will not communicate with us. That's one of the rule sets. They're not, the rule is basically don't communicate with human beings, so you don't know what you're encountering. So since you don't know what you're encountering, you have to exercise extreme caution. Now, I have a certain opinion. I think, this is my personal opinion based on my knowledge, my experience, and research, that the Sasquatch is a Nephilim hybrid, or it's a human hybrid. And as a Nephilim, it's a spiritual aspect, and they are even those people who aren't really much believing in the spiritual area. Well, I've heard people say, well, they're a spiritual and a physical creature. So a lot of people, regardless of what they think they are, will admit there's a spiritual, supernatural component to the Sasquatch, regardless of which side of the spectrum you're on. But from my standpoint, they have this spiritual component that makes them susceptible to demonic, satanic influences, or tag along or hitchhiker type experiences with these things. In other words, though you may not mean it and may not even mean it, they are surrounded by spiritual beings, entities, and those entities are attached to the Sasquatch, and then if you interact with the Sasquatch, they can attach to you and follow you home, and then unwanted things begin. And so from my perspective, I don't trust them, because every time I've had people who mind speak them and talk to them on a regular basis, I have 4 or 5 questions that I have them ask the Sasquatch that they're interacting with, and I've never got the same answer from the different Sasquatch clans. Whether it's a clan out in Northern California, whether it's a clan down in Florida, whether it's a clan in Texas or North Carolina, I've always gotten a different answer to, do you believe in God? What are you? Where are you from? Do you know who Jesus is? They all have given a different answer. Like we are the star people. We're the guardians and protectors of the forest was another one. About where they are, where they come from. Some of them, claim that they were descendants of Enoch, and others, the other one, what was their claim? That they were the ancient ones. And so none of them knew who Jesus was. I thought that interesting. Now they did know who God was, and so one of them, I think the other one said, we're your brothers. We're your big brothers, or watching over you type brothers. So that's one of the reasons I don't trust them, because you get different answers from the same questions from different clans. Now you could say, well, maybe they don't know. Well, maybe they don't, but I find it hard to believe. I mean, you ask any human being what are they? We're human beings, and they'll at least know who there is a God, or who God is. Even if they don't believe there is a God, they know the concept. And same thing with Jesus. Everybody's heard of Jesus, and so they can kind of relate there. So that's just my own personal experience with them. Now, when you ask me, I guess if you pay me down, good or bad, I'm going to say depends, and I'm going to say err on the side of caution, and I'm going to say give you what could happen if you seek them out and encounter them, and that's the hitchhiker effect. They will follow you home. Are they dangerous? Well, again, I go back to, since they don't have a sign that says, I'm a mass murderer, or I'm a really good one, you don't know. And I can, in good conscience, if someone asks me, tell them, oh, it's all safe, it's all wonderful, don't worry about it. Because, I can't do that, because I do not know for 100%. If I happened to be interacting with one and I knew without a shadow of a doubt, then yes. But number one, I'm never going to go that far, because I did interact with them, and then I did have the hitchhiker issues, and the orbs, and the dark shadow figures, and the supernatural stuff happening around the house, and the UFOs, and handprints, and how slapping the side of the house. The little ones running around, the neighbors seeing them, and just all police being called. It was just a a mess, a cluster, and I got rid of that, and I using the rebuking, but I didn't want that, and there's a lot of people that don't either. A lot of people don't want handprints on their window and a smudgy nose print where they've been looking in at their young daughter's window. So there's people don't want that. There may be some other people who don't care, and that's fine. But if you're asking Scott, Scott will say, I'll err on the side of caution, and though I can't, 100% of them are not dangerous, but there are side effects, there are repercussions and consequences if you get involved with them. And even from their side, I mean, I know a fella, I can't really mention his name, but he was on Facebook for a while, and it was a very sad story, and this is what can happen to them. So you say, well, you want to protect them, and you want to guard them against man, or whatever. Basically, he befriended a young one. They started playing together. two different cultures. The Sasquatch culture and the human culture are totally different. This Sasquatch was just trying to be friendly and play with him, but the parent, his father, basically the Sasquatch was staying with the boy. The Sasquatch parents came to get the boy, get their young one. The father interpreted this as aggression and ended up shooting and killing the young Sasquatch, and pretty much all over a misunderstanding. And at the time they posed with it and pictures were taken, and then the sheriff was called, and then, as you know the story goes, all the photos were confiscated, and the body was scurried away. But I do believe it was a true story, and it ended up badly for the Sasquatch. So if you care about the Sasquatch, and I'm not going to sit here and say I don't know how to say you don't care. They're a living thing, and they may be cursed, or there may be situations where you don't know, because like I said, only God knows whether they're cursed or not completely, and only God knows the heart. And the other thing is God can do anything He wants to do. So I'm not saying that they're cursed forever or whatever. I don't really want to get into that tonight, but I'm rambling like a crazy man, and I wanted to make Sasquatch short. But I keep getting asked this question: are they good? Are they bad? And they're just like people. And there's some that are really bad, and there's some that do good things. But like I said, my thing is, if you seek them out, since they're susceptible to supernatural things, even if they're good, they still are susceptible. It's just the way it is. And it's maybe not their fault, but it's the way it is. And you got to understand that. So when you seek them out, and when you try to have an interaction with them, there's other things that are going to happen. And I don't know, in my experience, after 12, 13 years of this, it's 100%. Good, bad, indifferent. If you are in some sort of contact with these beings, and you're doing stuff with them, and you're interacting with them, there are going to be hitchhiker effects, side effects of a supernatural nature that you can't control. And that's the danger of getting involved with these things. That's why when anybody asks me, hey, I want to become a such researcher, I'm like, don't. And I tell them the pitfalls. And there are some really scary, harrowing stories. And I won't say stories, they're actually true. And especially for women. And, I put them in my book, and they were of a sexual nature, and they were very disturbing. And so, like I said, these things are a human hybrid, and they have wants, needs, and desires. And they have taken women, and they have raped those women, and so, that happens. And I'm serious as a heart attack. That happens. And so you just don't know. So at the bottom line, I wish I had like a yeah, they're all bad, or yeah, they're all good. But it's basically there are good ones and there are bad ones. But if you get involved with these things, if you interact with these things, there are going to be consequences, and there are going to be hitchhiker things. And not all of them are good, and I can't guarantee you they'll be good. And anyone who wants to get into this endeavor of seeking them out, having a relationship, for whatever reason, you just need to know that. And I don't know if anyone can be prepared for the things that could happen. So I'm going to err on the side of caution every time, and tell you it's best to leave them alone, and not try to seek them out. I know that's hard. God, that's hard for people. I was one of them. I had an experience before I even knew what was going on, and I started researching them, and 2 or 3 years in, I'm way deep in the middle of it, and things going on that I don't understand, and having to learn on the fly, and being bluff charged, and dog men showing up, and orbs zipping around, and you know, UFOs flying over the house. I mean, all of it, you know, just you got a good dose of it. And so I guess I'm just trying to warn you, if someone's thinking about this, you know, you need to be fully informed and know what's going on. And so if you go into it, at least you go in with your eyes open and the knowledge of what you're getting into. So be careful out there. There's my convoluted. Some are good, some are bad. If it was me, I'd just, you know, pretty much stay away from them. And you know, that's my best advice. You know, I understand it, the curiosity and all, but you know, you can read the books and you can look at other people's experiences and you can learn about them that way, and you can learn what they are and what to look for without, quote, researching them or actively seeking them out. So God bless. Everybody take care, and until next time, y'all be careful out there.